Alright, well, welcome back to It's Only Food. Today we are at Edgewood Senior Living, and today we are going to be making jalapeno hot sauce. So stay tuned. Alright, like I said, we're going to be making jalapeno hot sauce. I've got about 5 bags like this size. You see here in the bowl of them in the freezer that I used over from Christmas time. I froze them. But we're going to make some hot sauce out of it. So our ingredients are simple today. They are a little bit of garlic, salt, pepper, oil, onion, and some jalapenos. So let's step over to the grill and get it going. Thanks a lot. Alright, basically all we're going to do with these, we're going to just take the stems and the seeds off. So, taking the stem, these were frozen, so that's why they're kind of squishy looking. And we're just going to take all the stems and the seeds out. Take the seed pod out because that's where the heat is. And since we're going to be grinding these up in a food processor, we do not need to really dice them up or do anything. I'm just going to cut them in half just to make it easier on the food processor. That's all there is. I got this whole bowl to do, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, we have got our peppers cut and our onions cut. I just did a rough chop on all of it. We're just going to throw it right into this pan. Heat is on. Alright, we got our heat on. Pouring about a cup of the oil. The oils are going to saute it, and it's also going to help in the emulsion to keep all this together when it's ground up in the food processor. It will help emulsify it and keep it together so it doesn't separate. We'll let that oil get hot, and then we'll put our peppers in. I did leave some of the seeds in there because I like a little heat in the hot sauce, and the clients that I'm probably making this for are probably going to enjoy that too. So drop that right in there, hear that sizzle. Salt and pepper, fresh garlic, equal to about 1/2 tablespoon. Let this cook down. I'm going to try to get somewhat of a blister on some of these peppers. Let it cook down, and we'll throw it into the food processor to make our hot sauce. Alright, it's sitting there. The peppers are getting kind of a different color. The onions are becoming translucent. The smell is really coming off of these now too. I added a little bit of water to steam it. So it's going to get some flavor in this. Almost ready. Alright, we're at where we want to be with the chilies and the onions. The onions are translucent and the peppers are kind of charred, got a nice smoke flavor to them now. At this point I'm just going to pour them into a bowl, let them cool down a little bit before we put them in the food processor. Alright, now here's the part where we're going to put it into the food processor and grind it up. At this point you can add some more of whatever you'd like to pulsate into this. Some people put tomatoes, more seasonings. Vinegar can be added. Vinegar is usually, I don't put vinegar in there because vinegar is usually just a pH stabilizer, which you're going to do just because you want to keep it as have a shelf life. I'm going to just refrigerate this and keep it refrigerated. So we're just going to grind it up just like this. I'm not going to add anything else to it, but this point is the point that you can use to add more things to your sauce. And here we go. Now, as you can see, we've got a nice thick paste in there. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. Oh, that's tough because I want to extend it because we're going to throw it through a strainer to get all this stuff out of there. So I'm going to add some water. I can tell from looking at it, and I can also go by the sound that it makes, where it is with the thickness of the sauce. As it grinds more and more stuff finer, the sound and the tone of the machine gets a different pitch to it. And I know it's thinning out. That's almost where I want it to be. Yep. I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. Grind it up, and then I think we're done. We'll strain it up. Yeah, that's got a nice consistency to it. I'm not going to taste it. I don't know, it's got a... Yeah, it's got a nice little bite. All right, we're going to go over and strain it now. Now here at this point, I'm just going to take and strain it through a strainer. Get all the lumps out because we're making a Tabasco-like sauce, and Tabasco doesn't have lumps in it, as we all know. So that's what's coming out, the piquant. This will remove the seeds too, so the remaining stuff won't continue to get hot as it ages. This is just the peppers. The piquancy of the peppers is going in through the strainer with the oil and the water, and that's your hot sauce or your Tabasco. I don't know, can't say Tabasco probably because that's trademarked, so never mind. At this point, we're just going to put it right into the strainer, into the funnel. There you go. Hot sauce. Green jalapeno hot sauce. Thanks a lot for joining us today on It's Only Food. We made jalapeno hot sauce with this little guy right here, and it turned out pretty good. I haven't tasted it. When I tasted it when we were blending it up there, it had a little bit of a bite to it. Some of the recipes I've done and read online said to, after it's jarred up, to refrigerate it, let it sit for 2 weeks to kind of blend and have all the flavors marry, stuff like that. You can use it right off the bat. You don't have to do that. This is my first attempt at doing this, by the way. I've made salsas like there's no tomorrow, but it's the first time I've ever made a hot sauce like this in this application. So it turned out pretty good. Might be a little warm. I didn't seed out all those peppers. I would suggest you do it for your first time. Thanks a lot for joining us today. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like it, share it, and comment on it. And we'll see you next time right here on It's Only Food. Take care.